Welcome to Lifeword's Day by Day, where we're studying Paul's letter to the Corinthian church, 1 Corinthians. And so far in this section that we're in, chapters 8 and chapters 9, if we keep with the contest metaphor that we've been discussing, the competition, the striving, the running, the race has been for Paul not to put a stumbling block for others to trip over. So Paul wants to run his race. He wants to compete in such a way as to not trip up other people. He wants to be an effective witness by doing things that bring others closer to Christ instead of pushing them away. This is his whole point in chapters 8 through 10. He's trying to lead the Corinthians to live a life that is an effective witness for Christ. That's the race. This is what he says in chapter 8, verse 13. If food makes my brothers stumble, I will never eat meat lest I make my brother stumble. In chapter 9, verse 12, he says, nevertheless, we have not made use of this right, but endure anything rather than put an obstacle in the way of the gospel of Christ. In verse 15, he says, I've made no use of any of these rights. Verse 19 in chapter 9, for though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all. Verses 20 through 22, to the Jews I became a Jew. To those under the law I became as one under the law. To those outside the law I became as one outside the law. To the weak I became weak. I have become all things to all people. So what Paul is saying is that our race, our contest, is being a faithful witness to others, whether or not we have this effective witness. And so the question for us is, how are we running? Are we striving, focused, competing well against the obstacles, against temptations? How can we run the race and be an effective witness with our lives and words day by day? This is where Paul is going to double down in the next section. But as you pray today, would you please pray for Michael Barton and his family, our missionaries in Canada? And also remember the Grucey Lifeword broadcast that's heard in Ghana.